What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing the MST intake install. Big shout out to Brian for sponsoring this video, Keys Motorsports. So before we get started, you guys are going to be maybe wondering, how come my charge pipe isn't all the way on? Well, funny story, in case you guys didn't watch the other video, the charge pipe install, two of the bolts screw right in without any issue except one. One of them stopped halfway, and I did not want to create any more issues in the future if I try to force it in, and then whenever the time comes to take it out, it might not come out. So I'm going to be running to the store and getting a bolt tapper or thread lock, thread starter, creator, whatever you guys whatever it's called, just a bolt tap. So I'm going to go ahead and get one of those, make the hole, and then pick up the video probably tomorrow just to finish it. But by the time you guys are watching this video, all that has been taken care of. It's simple. The threads, most of the threads are in there, but I feel like maybe two of them are a little bit messed up. I have no idea how that happened. It could have been that they were already a little bit rough, so whenever I took it out and then tried to put the other one in, maybe it didn't really go in how it should. So it started fine, and then somehow in the middle it just stops. So I'm not sure what the issue was there. So anyways, now since this has to be postponed until tomorrow, which like I said has already been taken care of by the time that you guys see this video, the intake is already halfway on there. Well, the inlet is already on there. I went ahead and connected everything else. So now the only thing that's left for us to do is to connect the main pieces. And before we get started, I'm actually going to be taking the time and cleaning this right now. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this. Let me just use some quick detailer just to get that grime off. Man, I love this color. Super glossy. And just go ahead and wipe this grime off. Just using a dirty rag, and then I'll go back and finish it with the cleaner rag. Obviously it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, peace of mind, you know it's clean up in there. So this is all clean now, or as good as it's gonna get. Obviously I'm not gonna go too much into details because most of it's gonna be covered up anyways. Once everything is cleaned up or installed, I'll just go back and kind of do the small little touches. So now what I'm gonna do is put this in here for the time being. Now there is a little hole right here which you're gonna use this piece to hold it in place. So if you follow the arch of the shield, I'm going to go ahead and line it up right here. Then we're just going to go ahead and put this, get rid of some of that dust. Go ahead and put it back in. So this is how it's going to look for the time being. Well, in order to continue with our install, we're going to go ahead and remove these sensors. So you can see I already got it started over here. Alright, go ahead and pull this out. And then we're going to go over here, set the camera up on the filter. And then in it goes. Boop. Oh, wrong way. Boop. There we go. So now we got the hardware over here. So now that you got the sensor in, go ahead and screw it with the provided hardware. So I have my coupler over here now. The bottom clamp is loose. The top one is just kind of sitting on there. It's not tight, but just getting ready for me to tighten it up. And also what we're going to be doing is we're going to be feeding in the intake tube along with the heat shield all at once. So it'll make it a lot easier for me to get it in there and then kind of put it back into place where it should go. So we're going to be using an 8mm socket to tighten everything else up. So now that the top clamp is tight, you want to take the 60mm little plastic thing and just go ahead and twist it on there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our bolt and washer in here. Go ahead and get our comb. Get this in here. So we got the sensor plugged in. We got this tightened up, this tightened up. Now we just got to tighten up the bottom down here. I just kind of left it loose in case I needed to do any adjustments, kind of like pull it, you know, or rotate it. So now that that's on there, we're gonna go ahead and tighten that up. And then we're going to be able to place the metal cover back on here, the shield, and we should be good to go with this. All right guys, so we finally got everything tightened up. We got the lower clamp tight, the upper clamp tight. We got the filter on there secured. It's not going to go anywhere. It's actually resting on the fender liner, so it's not going to come off. So now the last piece is, well, we got the sensor plugged in. We're going to go ahead and place the screws on here. It should go in easy. All right, here you have it, the finished outcome. Intake is all in, everything's secured and solid. It's not going anywhere. This looks nice. I can't put the engine cover because you guys know I gotta finish my throttle body, or I had to finish my throttle body charge pipe connection. So, yep, I'm gonna end the video here. Once I get everything put back together, I'll pick up the camera again and finish up this video. So it's been 2 weeks, like my chanclas. It's been 2 weeks since I installed the intake, and you guys ready to see the finished product? I mean, I think I posted a picture already on Instagram, but if you don't follow me on there, here it is. Ta-da! So we got the Keys Motorsport charge pipe and the MST intake powder coated the same silver. I think it looks pretty nice with the color of the car, if I say so myself. We got the angle from right here. We got the polished wheels. We got the silver on the headlights, with the silver there. Obviously, you can't really go too crazy on colors with this car just because not a lot of colors kind of match with it. You could do white, Nardo gray. Speaking of Nardo gray, I think that's what I'm going to be painting my calipers in, that color. So I think I'm going to do Nardo gray calipers. I was considering white, but I think Nardo gray is probably the best choice. I would really like to get some sounds, but it's really hard to capture the sound of the intake, and I'm going to try to explain it as much as possible. So when I first installed it, I didn't really get to record because I did it before I had to go outside for work, and then I ended up driving the car. So then I installed the intake, and then I just left for work the next day. I went out of town, and that's when I got my first impressions of the intake. And it doesn't sound like the intake that I had on my N55. This one has more of a fluttering sound. Like, it took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it. At first I thought something was loose, something I might have installed wrong, but I looked into it and that's the actual sound of the intake. So it has like this fluttering sound when you let off the gas. Like if you're building boost and you let off of it, I'm gonna do my best to try to replicate it. Don't laugh, but it kind of sounds like some birds that I forgot their name, but it's got like a, it's not a pigeon. Actually, maybe I think it is a pigeon. It kind of just I was thinking of another, I'm over here spitting on myself. I was thinking about another bird that it wasn't a pigeon. But now that I think about it, it kind of does sound like a pigeon to me. That's just me. But it's cool. I mean, I don't really mind it just because you don't really hear it too much. My exhaust just overpowers the intake. So if you have a factory exhaust, you're definitely gonna notice it more. And I'll let you be the own judge of the intake. I personally, like I said, I don't mind it at all. It's been a while since I've actually had an intake. When I had the M3, I just pretty much left that car bone stock. The N55 had an enclosed box too, so the intake sound wasn't really that loud, and plus I was running muffler delete with callus down pipe, so it was pretty much almost straight pipe all the way back. So the intake I wasn't able to hear at all. So now that I have this, it's kind of one of those things where I have to be in the right gear at the right RPMs, right atmosphere for me to hear it go off. Other than that, I can't hear it. And then this is just my honest opinion, but I gotta admit, it looks pretty nice in here in the engine bay, and that's kind of what I wanted. The whole purpose of me getting an intake was to dress up the engine bay. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, you do not want to miss the next video that I'm going to put out. I'm going to be talking about what's to come for this car. Hopefully I can get everything done for the Key show, which is coming up quick. That's going to be on July 2nd, but I'm actually leaving June 30th to go up to New Jersey. This car is going to look a little bit different. Yeah, so some of you are probably gonna like the concept. Some of you might think it's stupid, so stay tuned guys for the next video. Should be in the next couple days that I release that video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.